using bases as unique niche items. Not so much. I'm thinking more about it as using the bases single-mindedly, like specializing it in something that you need to do instead of having a little bit of everything in every base. And this particular setup, I don't think, I mean, I haven't really looked at too much content, but everybody just insists on like AFK or farming bases. I don't think I've ever heard anybody saying what I'm setting up right here. But the reason why it's so good is because when everything is functional, we're gonna pump out a lot, and I mean a lot, of pals from the breeding, and it's like on demand for whichever one we need. We're gonna make some combinations, making new strong ones. We're also gonna try to like genetically engineer super strong ones for like combat. Right now we're kind of doing that with Anubis, we've been doing it for a little bit, but he's not for combat, he's for like working in the base. So doing it this way, we're gonna ensure that we have the strongest pals that we can in the fastest way possible. And the ore part, I mean, we're gonna have to manually do it, but it doesn't matter, because you can't get these strong pals anywhere else. We're gonna go up to the skill tree. I really need to look on the map to find the new spot for the third base. Ah, nice fucking dodge. Artisan, but also glutton. I'd rather put my hopes in breeding rather than finding good range ones in the wild. I mean, you need to breed for late game regardless. Like when we're talking about late game, breeding is the end game. You will never find them in the wild. But the thing about it is that the sooner you have this setup, the faster you are at it. And then once you actually get one the way you want it, we're gonna get it, you're gonna get there. You also need like 116 copies of it for the startup. So because we're gonna breed in a lot of different places, it's not just one, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 of them. It's a lot easier to get to that 116 number. We don't really need rebinds, but the reason why we're capturing them is because I also want to get to the legendary spheres. Because after I'm done with all the base building and everything, the next time we fight things, I need to have the legendary spheres. A guy that basically Iron started flaming people, so I told him to shut the fuck up. You gotta get good before you start flaming. He added me and said, 5 games I reached your MMR, I have 3 games in placements. What happened to the crossbow? It's here, it just deals too much damage. Like, this is low level area. I mean, I don't know, it's just random low elo flame. Stop lowering your fucking head. Body shot. Nice. Oh, that's so shit. Is there any pal limit or something? What do you do with excess pals or bad stats? There is a limit, and you can either sell them or you can butcher them, and if you butcher them you get the rewards for capture again. Fuck. Or you can use them to improve the same pal, like one of the same kind. For example, these are like Sauruses. You can use 4 of them to make him a 2-star, and then you need 16 to make him a 3-star, and then you need 32 copies to make him like higher, and then 64. So that's why I said like you still need to do breeding eventually for later game. Yep. 116 copies to get it to the highest. And every time you improve them, their stats get a bit stronger, their skill gets a bit stronger, and then at the final upgrade, their abilities get +1 level. So the things like mining or like crafting and stuff like that. What is this? I don't care about this fight right now. So how about this? This looks like a good spot, no? I think I saw it before and said maybe I want something a bit larger. The place lags a lot. Okay, let's look for open spaces. This one right here could be it. Let's check it out. I don't really care about any natural resources around or anything like that. I just need a big open area, preferably somewhat flat. I will lay foundation anyways, but like it's easier if it's already flat. Because if it has a lot of differences in height, you need to start with the highest place when you start with foundations to make it even. And there's a cage thing in there as well. God damn it. I don't know when those disappear. So... what about this? Or that? First off, let's go to a teleporter. We're gonna get some of these effigies first, on our way there. Go physically there and see. Well, that's what I'm doing. That's why I came here as well. There was a spot that looked good on the map, but there was one of those events where they have a caged pal. And I don't know when those go away, if they go away. I've never waited to see. Like if there's trees or ore or something like that, I don't really care. Because I can just mine it, and then once you lay down the foundation, it doesn't respawn. If it takes too long to find a place, I might literally just go to one of the places that spawn ore and remove it. I just remove the ore. So it becomes a flat base anyways. Okay. We go here. Okay, so where did I say? This one right here. And that one right there, okay. Bases have to be flat or what? It's better if it is. If it's not flat, some of the buildings can be properly constructed and then the pals can get stuck into things. If you do a mining base, you don't care about that, but like in my case I need a bunch of like big buildings. Yeah, this is fine. This is actually fine. The only bad thing about this is, well, first off I'm gonna fuck up a chest, but doesn't matter. The only bad thing about this is that there's more sandas around, so the pals that spawn around are level 25, 28-ish. But a lot of the pals that I'm gonna have in the base are gonna be level 1 with the breeding. But I think this is perfectly fine. We can also check that. Let's drop one, because we know it's viable. Oh, this one has another one of those encounters. Effigy here, effigy there, and then we go check. Go closer. Yup, same encounter type. It's kinda the same as the one spot we just saw, so I think that's good enough. Oh, we do need these. Okay. I think we go fight Beacon one last time, and that's gonna end the stream for today. But we found the spot. So on the next stream, we're gonna make the base here. Well, tear down the other one first, I guess. Then make the base here. And then start breeding properly. Start progressing into the end game. Okay, surely this is the beacon kill.
Yeah.
Why am I lost again? Okay, that's fine. It's not animal husbandry, man. It's pal husbandry. It's just how the game is. Oh, we're gonna get to do a lot of cool things in the next few streams. I guess next stream I'll also get rid of the tutorial challenge thing. Or if you want, we can just do it now after the beacon. Because, like, we over-leveled that fight like 15 hours ago. But I just didn't want to do it. Those monkey toys are wrap it up? Yeah. It's not gonna be exactly toys because it has a bunch of HP, but it's gonna be an AFK fight. The beacon fight is way harder than that one. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on. No! Never schematic. God damn it. Okay, okay, let's get this loop multi, because why not? Is that a dark type? Yes. Yes it is. Okay. Let's do the tower fight. If these fights would have like a cooldown on it and better rewards, there would be actually like a reason to do it. But because they don't, you kinda just need to do them once. I'm not really interested in them, other than the last one.
Yeah.
Our Incineram Noct is also a dark type. Like we have the fire version, we also have the dark version. The game freaked out there, or was it just me? It did lag a little bit, yes. Yeah, the tower fights are kinda cool in their own way, but again, I kinda wish they had some rewards. Other than the point. I don't know, do you even get ancient seed ports? I don't think you get even that. I had one more arrow. I didn't even realize. Yeah, you get like a lot of ancient tech points, but those don't matter. Like there's so many sources to get those. Besides, like the only things that matter from this is the incubator, these two, smart feed bag and grappling gun, and the condenser. Everything else is like heat planter too. Everything else is kind of whatever. It doesn't really matter. The bigger grappling guns are like smaller cooldowns, a little bit of quality of life. And the other feedbacks are not bad, but also you kinda need one, maybe two. Don't really care more than that. But we're gonna make them just in case. 'Cause why not? These are useless, the sphere launchers. You fly around, so what's the point of the gun? If you haven't paid attention when we were moving stuff between bases, the gun allows you to grapple or to move when you're over like encumbered, when you carry more than you should. So whenever you want to move things from one place to another, if you need to move a lot of them, like let's say 9999 stone, instead of crawling there, you just shoot the gun. Hold on, I can show you. There we go. And then the better versions of the gun just have like smaller cooldown. Wrong one. Yep. Okay, so this is my regular movement speed. Now I'm like super over, and this is my movement speed. Instead of just going like this all the way to the teleporter, I can do this. Make sense? Now obviously you wouldn't actually use this outside, but it's way more convenient to transport stuff this way. That's why you need one. One is kind of mandatory. The next levels, instead of waiting 10 seconds to fly, to shoot once, you have to wait, I think it's 2 less seconds for every level, or 1 less second, I don't know. You just wait less time in between attempts. In the initial version of the game, when you were over by too much, like a little bit over encumbered, same thing. But like maybe a quarter more over, you couldn't move at all. Now you still crawl regardless of how far you are over, so it's not that big of a deal anymore. But when you couldn't move at all, that made a big difference. Alright, arrows, I need arrows. Look at how fast these arrows are gonna be made by the Anubis. That's why it's so nice to have it. Is there no mechanic to have pals like put crates and stuff in a cart and like those from base to base? That would be cool. Not yet. Maybe in the future. It would be really nice. And yes, if the pals could move things in between bases, you wouldn't need this. Anubis efficiency. Well, to be fair, these arrows you make like literally 10 minutes into the game you start making them. So it's fast, but still, they're super fast. Okay, let's see. I think I've done everything I wanted to do right now. But just checking. Where is it, man? Oh, only 3. I was checking how many beacons we have, just in case. You got 300 in like 10 seconds? Yep. And it's super good, like, for these things that are kind of fast, but they make it super fast. It's not bad. It's super good for things that are slow and they make it fast. So these spheres, not that big of a deal. The next two tiers, especially the legendary ones that we're gonna use like probably tomorrow or the day after, those are kind of slow usually. But with Anubis on the job, they're fast. And that makes a very big difference. That's why we prioritize getting Anubis. And also they have like work speed bonuses too. Like the artisan that we keep seeing in there. Okay, so one got artisan, one got serious. Come on, man. Get both of them. High rain. Look at that. 5 more eggs. Alright. Everything is in place. We are in a good position right now. Next time, we're gonna make the base there. We're gonna demolish this one, remake it there, start breeding. And I think I will farm a little bit off stream as well. I'm just gonna collect some resources off stream before the next one. But I'm not gonna make any progression, like no captures, no nothing, just some resources. Maybe a few captures. So what I'm thinking is we need chickpea and mozzarella, maybe bigarde too, maybe not, but chickpea and mozzarella, we need more of them, and we need at least 1 or 2 with work speed bonuses. And we can't engineer that, like we need to actually catch natty ones. So instead of spending like an hour on stream looking for low level mobs around, maybe I do that off stream as well. And then same thing with the farming, just like hitting ores. Because this time we haven't really needed to do it, but we did a bunch of exploration. As soon as we're actually properly gonna start like doing combat stuff, like even the progression that we need now with the things that we need to build, they require a lot of ore, a lot of ingots. So now we would need to actually go hit rocks and other sorts of ores for like a few hours. Instead of doing that on the stream, I'm gonna do it off stream. Why them they make food? Yes. So the way this works is, on the breeding farm, you have a male and a female, right? And then you need a cake for every egg they're gonna do. When they fill in this, they get an egg, but they can only make the egg with 1 cake. So, because we intend to have a breeding base, like literally only made for that, we're gonna need a lot of cakes to supply all of them. So that's why we have this base right here. Like, part of the things that they make will be used for food for them. But those guys that are in here, 2 of each, they make the things needed for the cake. In order to make a cake, we need milk, eggs, honey, berries, and flour. The flour we get from wheat that is put through this. Not this, the other one. Oopsie. Yeah, I forgot to build it. We need to build it. Hold on. This. So have the wheat, put the wheat through the mill, you get flour. And then those are all wheat plantations, those 3. These are berries. So I know we should have enough berries and enough flour eventually to keep up with the cakes. But I'm worried we might not have enough eggs and milk. Honey, we should probably have enough honey from just the 2 bees without upgrading or getting bonus work speed, just because you only need 2. But see, like, you need 7 and 8 for each cake. The blue dragon guy looks cool. That one? Azurobi? Yeah, I guess. She's just here for utility until we get the one that looks like Gyarados. This one, Jormuntide. He's gonna replace her. Alright. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Before the next stream, I'm gonna have about 1 or 2 hours of stream, farming resources, and a few of those, hoping to get chickpea and mozzarella. And the next stream, we do the other base, and then we start progressing. We intercept the raid. There we go, raid gone. Alright. Those kids stood no chance. Yeah, it's just 2 of them. Higher up, like when we get more levels, there's gonna be more, and then also it depends what you're getting invaded by. Those in particular are very easy to deal with, but if they get into the base, they're gonna blow themselves up and they're gonna do a lot of damage to the structures. There are a few that are very annoying to deal with, like usually the birds, ferocious birds, very annoying to deal with. But yeah, whenever you can just go out ahead and intercept it, you're gonna be fine. And then later on, we're also gonna make a priority from having high level pals in our base so they can fight it off. Like obviously the pals in the base are specific to the base needs, but it doesn't mean they can be high level. Like these 2 guys, for example, the Anubises, they're decent fighters even if they don't have bonus for fighting. But if they're level 10 and they're getting ambushed by like level 35, they're gonna be useless. Now, if they're level 45, and we're getting attacked by level 40, then they're gonna be very good. Alright. That marks the end of today's stream. Yes. Like all this does is water for anything that requires watering. So agriculture as well, but also moving these 2. Get some pals only for defense, but that's pointless. Like, if you leave combat types only for defense, there's only like 15 slots. That means you're taking somebody else's place. Like, what would you get rid of? Like, in this particular case, I can get rid of like 1 Anubis, 1 Azurobi, those are extra right now. But usually, you need everybody that is in. That's the whole point. So having combat types is not exactly an option, but like, having higher level is fine. Later on, of course. Like, those guys can fight really well. Azurobi can also fight decently well if they have level. But like the chickpeas would kind of be useless. Bigarde blows herself up, so you don't want that. Alright. Enough blabbering towards the end. We'll be back tomorrow with some more gameplay. I'm very happy with the progress we've made so far. I think... Let me think. So, tomorrow we should have the bases set up and start the breeding process and start the progress. The day after, I think we're gonna be ready to get into the ice area and start looking for dungeons in there. Also get into like towards the level 50-ish. And we also start breeding Suzakus probably tomorrow, I'm thinking. So we're about 3 days away from like important fights. Maybe 4 or 5 days away from like the end game.